This is Our Comics, and we're now reviewing X Factor 212. This was the final issue of a long-going story arc for about 6 issues, which featured After Second Coming, where we saw the return of Himrari, the Wolf Prince, who had sex with Wolfbane in X-Force, and then sold his soul to Hela, the Lord of the Underworld, and then used that boon that he gained to revive Elixir, the healing mutant, who healed Rain so that she could bear her child. Apart from that, we saw the continuing attempt to rescue Pip the Troll, who the X Factor had decided that giving him back to Hela was a bad move. My only question to you, David, is where is the story going from now?
Well, for one, we know Darwin is going to be leaving soon, which is interesting, because we don't know why, but we know he became the god of the underworld for a short period of time. So that's interesting. But I guess the story, what's good about this X Factor story now, is becoming more of a detective story again.
Which is good to see. I mean, they've moved away from the grandiose events and just gone back to why people used to love X Factor, which was the fact it was a detective story.
With superpowers!
Well, yeah, but it was different than the Avengers or the regular X-Men series that sort of had a more homely feel to it.
So yeah, that's I'm happy about that. Yeah.
And the question is, what's going to happen with Richter, Rain, and Shatterstar's or Love Triangle? But yeah, well, I had a question for you, Dave. Oh, you had a question for me.
Did I?
Yes.
Right. How is Hela and Mephisto related? Because they're both god of the underworld. And yeah.
Just to answer that, the way Marvel mythology works is that there are multiple Lords of the Dead. They all represent generally the same figure, and it's a bit confusing. There's Death at the top, and she's the actual abstract Death.
The one Thanos is.
That's actual Death. Hela relates more to the Norse in the sense that she looks after the Asgardians when they die and allows them to revive. Mephisto isn't actually the devil. He's just a very powerful person who impersonates the devil with his magic and allows him to do all that. So yeah, it's all a big muddle of continuity, and it doesn't actually make much sense. So what do you think the fact that they found out that Rain is lying to everyone else about her child, what do you think that's going to mean?
Well, I don't know. Well, because Wolfbane is going to be joining the team, because I've found a interview with Peter David, and Darwin's going to be leaving, so there's that. But I don't know. It's interesting, because I suppose we need to wait until the next few issues to see how it plays out.
And how does the thing that was shadowed back in a very long time ago, where Wolfbane killed Layla Miller and Jamie Madrox on their wedding night, even though everything seems to be setting up for a return of Siren and Madrox's relationship. How does that work?
Maybe it's the dupe that gets killed. Maybe. And maybe Layla's done something. She knows stuff. There's lots of things that could happen. It's very twisted, because one of the great things about X Factor is it's very good at setting up plot lines for later episodes, later issues. It's so, like, for instance, there's something with a new mutant or something called Ballistic, which we saw in a few previous issues. She's likely to come back. There's the Wolfbane storyline. There's Siren's storyline, where that's going. So there's about 4 or 5 subplots which are going to get sorted out in the next few issues, which will be fun and exciting.
So is it worth buying the next month's issue and getting on board?
Yeah, X Factor only has mediocre sort of sales, so yeah, if you get involved, watch X Factor.
Cool, thank you very much, and we'll be back with a Fantastic Four review in the next few days.